Hey guys, it's Katrina from Daily Astrology, and today is Wednesday, November 13th. So, the other day, I had this idea that I wanted to try to produce more like little videos on IGTV where in the morning I just pull up the chart, look at the energy, and just put out a couple minutes talking about what I see. Um, I wanted to trust the idea because it was during Mercury retrograde over the sun that we had the other day. And that's significant. It doesn't happen very often. It's called Kazemi. Okay, so it was moving backwards. The sun has to do with how we were made to express our uniqueness, our light back out into society. And so having Mercury, the communicator, where we can get ideas, information, thoughts, it rules our thoughts about how you were made to express that light. I know I should have told you guys that, but that's where my idea comes from. Maybe it'd be easier for me to share this information if I can find like another outlet besides writing and just like speaking. So I wanted to trust that idea and really act on it because I'm a Gemini ascendant. So Mercury is my chart ruler. That's something that you guys can all pay attention to in your own life. It's like, what is your ascendant? What rules that sign? So for instance, Capricorn, Saturn rules Capricorn. So your chart is ruled by Saturn. So when there's something significant going on in your life and there's this big Saturn transit, or there's a big Saturn activity like Saturn stopping or something like that, there may be something extra important for you to pay attention to. And so for me, when Mercury was going through this big moment going over the sun, and I had this idea like, hey, this may be easier for you to put more information out there if you just don't make it a big deal, which whatever. So I wanted to trust that because my chart is ruled by Mercury. So just something that you can do in your own life is pay attention to these transits and kind of trust what happens when your chart ruler is involved, because that has something to do with the path that your life is meant to take. So Mercury is going to be very concerned about the path that I am meant to go on in my life, the direction my life goes. So when I have an idea during this Mercury moment over the sun, it's like, yes, trust that, act on that. Into that. Okay, so I want to talk about today. Here we have the moon now in Gemini. The moon was just full yesterday in Taurus, and now the moon is in Gemini, opposing the ruler of yesterday's full moon's chart, Venus. Okay, Venus is the ruler of Taurus. So now the moon is opposing Venus and squaring Neptune, and they are creating what is called a mutable T-square. So this is these three energies working together, creating this challenge point. It's this shift point. This is a mutable energy. So mutable energy is about something is needing to come to an end. Something is needing to be transcended. Something is needed to be shifted. Okay. And so because Venus is in Sagittarius, it has a lot to do with what's going on in our minds. There's a shift in our mind. There's a shift in our attitude, in our beliefs, and how we're seeing something. This is needed. This is going to be very beneficial for you to, and it's going to come under struggle. It's going to come under like this discomfort, especially with the moon. It's going to make you feel insecure. It's going to make you feel emotionally uncomfortable, whatever is going on. It may be something you're triggered through a conversation or your own thought patterns or something like that. There's a shift going on in our minds that is needed. This is carried over from, yesterday's full moon. And so now it's like, okay, it's time to do the work. We know what we are releasing, and now you're being triggered to do so. And this is going to be very beneficial for you to transcend or shift this attitude, this thought pattern, this belief. But also, this is coming through a struggle. We have Mercury, though, in Sagittarius, in Scorpio, right? And it is trining Neptune. So we have Neptune creating this T-square. So there is this discomfort that we are needing to transcend this, but Mercury and Neptune are working together. And it's like, there's a lot of healing. There's a lot of releasing and like moving past and endings going on in our minds. As Mercury is retrograding, it's like we are going deep into the psychology of our own minds. We are going deep into these why do we do certain things that we do? What's really driving us? Why do we even fucking do that, right? And then it's also about seeing the truth in situations, seeing the truth about yourself, what's motivating you. But also, it could be dealing with fears. It could be dealing with, Scorpio can really deal with like addictions and obsessions and our obsessive thoughts that are just constantly, maybe you don't realize them, but they're just constantly in your mind. There's this like themes, these certain thoughts, that you just keep thinking about. And this is all about us needing to transcend those thoughts. Okay. And so Venus in Sagittarius opposing the moon and Venus being the chart ruler, it's really about our attitudes and our beliefs and how we're choosing to see certain things that is bringing up a lot of struggle. But it's also saying there is so much benefit for us to get a hold of our attitudes and our beliefs and our perceptions of like how we're choosing to see certain things. Are we being optimistic? Are we seeing things in a way of lack and limitation and like feeling like a victim or feeling powerless? Because Neptune is bringing up how there's certain attitudes, there's certain beliefs or ways that we're seeing things in life that are very self-destructive, that are self-sabotaging us. We have beliefs that are sabotaging our reality and what we are attracting into our reality, because Venus is our attraction factor. So over this month, there's a lot of clearing around these things that we've been attracting into our life, okay? And so Mercury going being retrograde is showing that it has a lot to do with our minds and our thoughts, but Venus being in Sagittarius is saying it has a lot to do with your beliefs. So this is a very mental thing. There's a lot of like mental shifting. There's a healing of our thoughts, a healing of our mind, maybe our ability to communicate, maybe our ability to speak the truth or understand something on a deeper level. So that's going on in Scorpio. Good things going on with our minds and how we interpret things and our thought patterns and our mindsets. The struggle is in our belief systems, our attitudes, how we're choosing to see things, okay? Because Venus is also saying this is a resource. This is a gift that you could be using. You could be using the power of your beliefs, the power of your attitude to create a more abundant experience. You can attract things into your life through your attitude. Are you being more optimistic? The Venus, Neptune squaring each other is hinting that no, we're feeling like victimized, or we're feeling like, I did this for you and then you did this, and like disillusioned and disappointed. Not that we're feeling that way, but this is the trigger of what needs to change. It's like, are you seeing things pessimistic or are you being more optimistic? Like I said on the YouTube thing, are you counting your blessings? Are you seeing the positive? Because this is what's going to help us take advantage of this right now. We're expanding past these beliefs, these ways that have been attracting or creating limitations on our reality. Are you thinking in lack? Are you thinking of in scarcity? So the full moon was really bringing up a lot of these things. It's like you're ready to become aware of these patterns that have been unconsciously affecting what you're attracting into your reality. And so this full moon is saying, all right, it is time for you to transcend this experience, transcend these beliefs. And then Jupiter finishing up in Sagittarius, going to be there for the new moon in Sagittarius, and then it's done. Jupiter is going to be at the galactic center. It's pretty much on the galactic center now. So this is this opportunity of major expansion when it comes to our belief systems, our limitations, our reality, our attitude. Venus being here is saying these beliefs around your own worth, your own security, how you feel about yourself, your worthiness, but also about like your gifts, about these gifts or these ways that you could be making money, because Venus and Taurus is concerned about security and money and your ability to live a good life. And so now we're going through a lot of these beliefs that have been affecting our ability to do so. And so it's also about your security with your gifts that you were meant to use. Like There's issues coming up around your self-security of not feeling secure, not understanding how valuable they are, not understanding how valuable you are. The worthiness. Am I even worthy of this? In Scorpio energy, where the sun's at, it wants us to commit. It wants us to commit to our desires. It wants us to focus. Part of the magic of Scorpio energy is their ability to focus in on something that they want. And it's like they emotionally focus in as well. It's like they tune in their emotions, their mind, the power of their mind, and they're like, I'm gonna fucking get that. And there's like this magnetic pull that Scorpio energy gives us of bringing something forward as we are also committing to something. So I guess that's like the power of intention, but also it's like focusing in on what you want, saying, I'm going to commit to that. I'm going to get that. I want that. This is going to happen, I'm going to do this. And then it's pulling it towards you as you're actually taking action as well. And it's like, that's part of the Scorpio magic, is their ability to accomplish things that they set their mind to. Like, we all have that ability, but like Scorpio energy is really about that. And so right now, there's something with us doing that. We have some sort of ability to really set our minds to something, focus in on it, and make it happen. So I guess the challenge, why it's coming up in our beliefs, is like, but do you believe that you are worthy of that? Do you believe you are capable of that? Do you believe you can actually do it? Because that's the fucking problem that needs to be shifted, is what we believe we're capable of, what we believe about ourselves. So this is a problem. It's bringing up these beliefs right now, today and tomorrow. There's some sort of attitude, there's some sort of belief, some sort of perception that is coming to your awareness and saying, okay, this needs to be transcended. This is in your fucking way. Are you going to believe? Are you going to change your attitude? Are you going to see things differently? The Sagittarian energy is about seeing, optimism, seeing the big picture, seeing the glass half full. So the other thing that's going on is that Saturn is working with Mercury. So we have Saturn, Neptune, and Mercury working together. Saturn and Mercury are sextiling each other, okay? So Mercury is receiving this healing. There's these thoughts that we are transcending. There's this healing. There's this intuition. It's like we're being divinely led into things, okay? We could be divinely led into certain information, discovering certain things. The Mercury here really wants to understand the truth. It really wants to get down to the bottom of things. It wants to uncover. It has a lot of desire to really know things on a deeper level, know yourself, know why you do certain things, okay? So Mercury, Neptune are helping us to do that. We're being divinely led into certain things that stimulate our minds, that are helping us to find some sort of healing or to commit to something or see something, some sort of deeper awareness, maybe dealing with shadow work or something like that. But then the Mercury Scorpio, it's like, yes, this is why it's saying commit. This is why, because what we are focusing on, we are committing to fucking change. This change is being made to last. And that's why on my story yesterday, I was getting this, it's time to commit to certain things, to allow change, because, we have this, cardinal energy with the nodes showing it's like, it is time for change. Change is faded right now, okay? So Mercury, Saturn, it's like as we are committing to this change, there's this healing going on with our thoughts. There's this healing going on with our mindsets and how we're interpreting certain situations in life. And as we focus in on what we really want, as we commit to these things, as we commit to the change, we're committing to a new experience. And Saturn is giving us stability, saying this is being made to last. This is, this is supported. So I don't want to make these too long. So that's what I see going on today. Thank you for listening. Have a beautiful day. Take care.